Hey there, are you ready for 2024? Have you set some plans? Have you thought about what you want to accomplish in 2024? Hey, I'm Regina Andler, and it is time for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. And this week, we are at the end of 2023 and coming into 2024, and we're at the finish line. So, when you think about your business, are you ready for 2024? Or are you just kind of cruising in going, yeah, let's see what happens? You know, as the saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So, when you think about business, why do you need to plan? If you're just kind of running things by, the skinnier whatever, and you're just kind of coasting along, you're never going to reach the goals that you want to reach because you're really not all that interested. You're just kind of cruising along. Unless you have a plan in place, unless you put some strategy behind what it is that you want, chances are a lot less likely that you're going to be successful. Can you be successful? Sure. We throw spaghetti at the wall and sometimes it sticks and most of the time it doesn't. So when you think about it, that's what planning is all about. Now, we're about 2 weeks away from 2024 right now. And when you think about that planning, when do you start planning? Well, honestly, you really should start planning a long time ago if you haven't done any plans yet. And what I usually recommend is, once you get to that last quarter of the year, you want to take stock. You want to see what's been going on and start your planning then. So why should you plan? When you think about it, think about what your goals were for this year and did you reach them? Did you reach or exceed your goals? Did you meet or exceed them? If you had a financial goal for the year of 2023, did you meet it? Did you exceed it? Did you fall a little bit short? When you plan, you know exactly where you are at all times. So planning helps you set that goal and it also helps you keep you on track to actually be successful with the goal. And honestly, it removes a lot of stress. So when you think about creating a plan for 2024, when you have that plan in place, it actually makes you a lot less stressful because now you have something you can look at, something concrete. Is it going to change? Yeah, probably. During the year, things shift, things change. However, when you think about your plan for 2024, once you go in with it, you're like, okay, all of that's out of my head. I know what my plan is. I know what I want to do each month so that now I can just step into it and see where it brings me. So having that plan removes a ton of stress. So a few tips on actually getting the planning done. So when you think about planning, sometimes you're like, that sounds like a lot of work planning for a whole year, huh? Well, you know, reflect on this past year. What about this past year worked really, really well? So start there. What worked really well this year? And do you want more of that? So if you want more of that, start there. That's the start of your plan for 2024. And then reflect on, well, what didn't work quite right? What didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out? Where did I fall short a little bit? And what can I do to actually make that better for 2024? Then you add that in. And now you start planning. Now, when you think about planning, especially when you think about annual planning, right? You always think anything that you're doing, you're planning, start with the end in mind. It's the old Stephen Covey quote of start with the end in mind, because when you look at, well, where is my end goal? Now you can work your way back and all of the steps that you need to get you to that massive goal, that end goal. You now have that roadmap. So it creates a roadmap for you so that you can step into it without it all becoming massively overwhelming. So look at the end and find out what it is that you truly want at the end of 2024. Is it a financial goal? Is it the number of clients that you have? Do you have a goal of creating a new program or launching a new product or service? Something like that. What is on your goals? What is strategically on your goals for 2024? Put it down on paper. So I have a separate calendar that I use that has all of the goal stuff. And it literally, it tells me. So if I have a goal and it's a big goal, we're making these SMART goals, right? So we're making these goals that are strategic and they have that time base, right? And what I usually do is if there's something that takes a long time to do, I basically give it a half life and say, okay, in my calendar, I am halfway to where I should be to meet that goal. And I write it in my calendar. It's a reminder to me because, we get bogged down in day to day stuff that's going on. And when that happens, we kind of lose sight of the goal. And all of a sudden, it's just like something we were working on. And we need to get back to it if we actually want to accomplish that goal for the year. So if the goal's important enough, you want to make sure that you have some check-in points along the way. I put those into my calendar. So it's my planning calendar for the year. And then I can check off going, hey, did I meet that? If I didn't meet it, how am I catching up? What am I doing? Is it really that important? Your goals will shift as the year goes on. So something that was important in January might not be important come September. So you're looking at the end of end of the year and you're looking back at your goals and you're like, yeah, no, I haven't even started on that one yet. And then you realize, well, that was important back in January. And based on how business is going this year, not so important now. So I'm not going to worry about that one. It's not a failed goal. It's just things shifted, things changed, and the needs changed. When you have it all written out, it makes it, again, it reduces that stress. It makes it so that you're organized, you're planned, and you know exactly what it is that you need to do to achieve all of your goals for the year. Now, when you're thinking about planning out your goals, remember, everything at the end of the day, you're in business to help others. So it's not about you, it's about them. You really, really, really need to understand who your target audience is. When you do, the planning becomes easy because you know exactly what they need. You know exactly what they want. And you plan around that because that's what you're doing. You're providing a transformation for these folks. So when you think about your planning is not just about your business goals. I look at what is the plan? Well, how do I want to help my community, my client family members? What is it that I want to be able to provide them so that they in turn can meet their goals? We're all in business and coaching and consulting to help others transform, whether that's health, whether that's business, whether that's speaking on a stage, writing a book, whatever the goal is, there's coaches out there for it. And that coach in turn can help you. And if you have a plan in place, that coach can help hold you accountable to what you're doing. So understand your target audience and then, hey, get your own coach to help you make sure that you're meeting all of your goals and plans, right? So that's what coaches are for. So also make sure you create a cohesive calendar that gives you that step by step. So as I'm looking at my list over here, the calendar is really super important because it gives you that visual. So I actually use, and I'll come and get it because it's right here on my. I use this is it's a You Are a Badass calendar. I love Jen Sincero, and she has got this fabulous calendar at the beginning of each one of the sections. Let me get to the beginning of December here because I really want to show you this. It's actually a really good calendar. This says get in the habit. And so you can fill that out if there's some habits that you're looking to maintain and look at. And then there's a whole, the actual month calendar, and then it goes into each week. And so it is a great calendar for setting up and planning because you can actually plan it out. You can plan it with the month, and then you can go into each individual week and create it as needed. So when you think about planning, when you think about 2024, what are your goals? What are your aspirations? What do you want to get out? Business, life, everything. What is it that you want from 2024? Plan it out. It's just like I've seen people who actually plan their trip to Disney in more detail than they plan their business plans out. Now think about it. Plan your business just like you're planning like an all-inclusive trip to Disney World. And you want to make sure you get in all the sites and see all the things. What are you going to do? You're going to plan airfare. You're going to plan hotel. You're going to plan what you're doing every single day, where you're going, who you're seeing. You're going to plan it all out, right? Do the same for your business. Plan it out. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So, as that saying goes. So, make 2024 your most successful year yet. Create that calendar. Plan it all out, whatever it is, your marketing plan. If you have a program coming out, how many clients you want, how much financial income you want to make monthly. Write it all out, put it in that calendar, and plan for massive success in 2024. I hope this gave you some good tips for planning for 2024. And if you want help doing that, we actually have a class coming up. This isn't really this is just to let you know. Go out into the Biz Bliss group. We've got some information out there. If you want some help with your marketing calendar, we've got your back, okay? So we will see you next time on Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Bye for now.